What is up, YouTube? It's your boy TMacaroni, and we're here live with Ed TCG. Ed, you've been killing it this format. Tell the people at home what you did.
What's up, guys? I just came back from Too Many Games Philadelphia Regionals, and I got top 16 with my Beelzemon list.
Hey, that's what we like to hear. Man, like I said, you've been killing it this format. So first you did it with X Antibody, now you're doing it with Purple. Let people know the spice. Let's just get straight into the deck profile. Take it away.
For eggs, we run 4 copies of the BT8 TMacaroni and 1 copy of the BT3 Demi. You mill a lot, but you don't draw all that much. So what I found out quickly is that I don't want my stacks to die almost ever. So this Demi-Mera egg, the draw 1, trash 1 on deletion, I'm actually going to take it out. I don't want a lot of cards that have on deletion effects. This Demi-Mera, you're trashing from the top of your deck so much that he helps you with your draw power. So that was my idea behind the egg choice, and it worked out well for me.
Right, let's get into level 3s there, Ed.
For level 3s, we started off with 4 of the EX2 Impmons. We got 3 of the BT6 Impmons. We have 3 of the BT2 Impmons. And we have 3 of BT8 Psychmons.
Alright, so I noticed in your lineup here, Ed, you're not really maximizing on your Impmons here. You decided to play more of the Psychmons. Can you just explain that for us? Why did you decide with that lineup for the eggs?
So I run 10 Impmons, which I found more than enough to proc the Beelzemon milling effect. So I thought 10 was fine. These at 3 were good enough for me because this card is great early game to just mill top 3 from your deck, but late game when your deck's starting to run low, because you will deck out faster than your opponent with this deck, this card can be kind of a hindrance. And Psych was kind of a meta call because of the prevalence of Imperial and D-Reaper. I actually didn't play any D-Reaper, but this card did come up huge against Imperial.
That's nice. So let's take a look at your level 4 lineup here now, Ed.
For level 4s, we run 4 of the BT8 Soulmons. We run 1 EX2 Doberman. We run 2 BT7 Scatter Modes, 3 Starter Deck Devimons, Starter Deck 6, and 2 BT7 Loemons.
Why did you decide to go back to the Devimon blocker? Did it actually come up in your matches at all?
Yes, the Devimon blocker was huge in my matchups. So he stops an X-Vmon swing from Imperial players, so that saves you 1 life and kind of changes tempo a little bit, which is great. And he came up huge in Ancient OTK, because Ancient OTK will just wipe your security out, but if you can stop them from swinging for game, you're in a good spot. So this Devimon blocker at 3 came in huge.
But explain Loemon for us. Why'd you decide to also bring back Loemon as well?
Because during my testing, I found that I was going through my opponent's security pretty quickly with stuff like Blast Mode, but if they got it out, it was kind of hard to go for game once they removed it. So I thought, okay, this deck kind of revolves around Tamers, having a Tamer out. So if I can just wipe my opponent's security away with a Blast Mode and then go low weight for game, that would be huge. And it came up quite a few times.
Definitely like the addition of that in there just for that extra, cheeky for game plays. So let's take a look at your level 5s.
We have 4 Skull Satamons, 3 Rebellimons, and we have 1 Lucemon Chaos Mode.
Why the addition of Rebelli back into the lineup here?
Again, it's all about tempo changes, especially against Imperial and OTK. So Rebelli, it's going to stop them from Jogressing into Pyeel. You're saving yourself 3 checks. Sure, they can swing, but you're going to block it and that thing is going to die. And Rebelli is also great against Ancient OTK because they'll bring out their Ancient Greymon, swing with Piercing, but it doesn't matter because you just blocked it. Obviously, they're not going to swing, but what you just did is you bought yourself a turn.
I also see here that you brought in a Lucy Chaos Mode. I like that. That's a very strong pick in the meta, especially with a lot of the decks that are running around. Let's talk about that actually.
Chaos Mode will make more sense once we get into our level 6 lineup.
Right, and speaking of the level 6, so let's just segue right into that. What are you running for the top end here?
Okay, so we've got 4 of the EX2 Beels, 1 of the BT2 Beels, and we have 2 Creepymons.
All right, explain that to me, Ed. Why are you running this card? Like 95% of people I know say this card's bad, but why are you running Creepymon?
This card is great. You can do some insane combos, especially against Imperial Dramon. One of my favorite combos is they'll usually pass turn by going into a dragon mode to play 2 bodies out. Once you do that, you go into Creepymon over a Soul and a Skull Sata, you're gonna mill the top 6 cards of your deck because they have 3 bodies on board. That Creepymon's gonna come out for 1 cost. After that, you Chaos mode, you can pop a Tamer, you can pop one of the level 4s, your Creepymon can swing over Imperial. The combos that this card facilitates is insane.
All right, and I also see here you're only running one of the secret from BT03, is it, if I recall
BT2,
correctly?
yes.
Yes. So why are you only running one? I know that people who run this list swear up and down this card should be at a minimum 2 to 3. Why only the one here?
So the way I play this is relying on stack building as opposed to warping. So I actually am going to cut this card out completely. Did not like this card, did not like it when it was in my hand ever. I was forced to Digivolve into it once because I had no other level 6, and it just feels bad because sure, the warp is nice and the when Digivolving is cool, but after that he's just an 11k body. He's nothing. He has no extra effects, he has nothing else going for him. So this card just felt useless to me. It didn't fit my playstyle, didn't enjoy it, it's getting cut from my deck.
All right, and now we got to go into the meat of the matter because, you know, it can't be a Beelzemon deck without talking about Beelzemon, and we just did talk about Beelzemon, but let's talk about the the EX2 Beelzemon. What does that card do, Ed, and why is it so good?
So, Beelzemon, when you Digivolve, you can trash the top 2. So kind of like Creepymon, if you have a Soulmon and a Skull Sata underneath, you're Digivolving for 1. Then, for every, you get to kill a level 3, for every 10 cards in your trash, you get to up the level by 1. So obviously this deck mills really fast. So by the time you have Beelzemon out, there's a good chance you're already at 10 or plus. So you're killing a level 4 on Digivolve. When you swing, you can trash 2 more cards. You're killing another level 4. Then all these cards have different milling effects. So it's kind of like Russian roulette. You're swinging, you're killing stuff, you're trashing stuff from the top of your deck. You might be getting extra effects from what you trash. It can overwhelm your opponent really quickly.
Let's talk about the King, Ed. What card is what's the last Digimon?
So for level 7s, we run 2 blast modes.
The Altar blast modes at that. All right, Ed, for the people at home, tell us what blast mode does.
So blast mode has many effects. When he's trashed from the top of your deck, you get to kill level 4 or lower. When you Digivolve, you get to kill all your opponent's Digimon with the highest level. So if they have 2 level 6s out, boom, both those level 6 are gone. And then when you're attacking, for every 10 cards you have in your trash, this guy gets Sec +1. He is incredible, especially when you combine him with the Tamer, Iron Mako, and I run 3 of them. So what Iron Mako does is, it's a memory tamer. When I attack, I can tap it to trash the card, the top card of my security. Then, if the attacking Digimon is a Beelzemon, I can Digivolve into a Blast Mode from my trash for 3 costs. And that's huge because Blast Mode is usually a 6 cost. So, if I start off with an Iron Mako and I already have a Beelzemon with a Soulmon and a Skull Sata, I swing the Beel, I can choose to use his effect to trash top 2 to kill a body, I tap the Iron Mako, I trash another one, I'll gain 2 memory, I'll go into blast mode for 3. So instead of being at 0 memory, I'm at 2. So suddenly you're doing a lot of attacks and still keeping a good amount of memory on your turn.
That seems like some nutty lines of play. All right, so let's wrap up the deck. What is your option lineup? What are we looking at for that?
So my options are, I'm running 3 of the new EX2 Death Slingers, and I'm running 2 of the BT7 Calling from Darkness.
All right. So what does Death Slinger do? Because I personally have seen this card and I have no idea what it does. Tell me what it does.
Death Slinger is an incredible card. It has 2 different effects. When it's trashed from the top of your deck, gain 1 memory, which is huge. If you're lucky, you can extend some plays. And then its main is delete one of your opponent's level 4 lower Digimon. Then for every 10 cards in your trash, you can add 1 to the maximum level you can choose with this effect. And it's only a 4 cost. So it comes up huge in some matchups. Like Imperial, say they have a level 4 on board, they pass turn, you can just get rid of that real quick. You can get rid of a Gatomon instantly. You don't have to have 10 in your trash to bump it up.
All right, that is looking like a solid deck, Ed. So let's take a look at some combos, because I know this deck is chock full of combos. So let's take a look at that and see what you got for us.
So combo number 1 is you have an Iron Mako out. You have in your raising, best possible scenario, BT8 Demimera, EX2 Impmon, BT8 Soulmon, and BT8 Skull Saddam. You'll start at 3 memory because of your Iron Mako. You'll Digivolve into a Beelzemon, you'll go to 0 memory. Effective Beelzemon, you'll trash top 2 cards. Then, you'll gain 2 memory off Soul and Skull, Demimera will draw you a card. Then what you do is, you swing Beelzemon, trash top 2 if you choose to, you tap Iron Mako to trash another one. Then because you tapped Iron Mako and this is a Beelzemon, you can go into Blast Mode for 3 cost. So you're at 2 memory. If your opponent doesn't have a memory Tamer, you put them to 1. If they have 3 bodies on the field, depending on how big your trash are and how big the Digimon on the opponent's side of the field is, you can board wipe because you're killing a body from Digivolve, you're killing a body through the Beelzemon swing, and then you're killing all the highest levels with the blast modes. So not only can you clear up to 3 bodies or more, you're also doing a bunch of checks because usually your security attack is usually +1 because it's really hard to get into blast mode without 10 in your trash already. So that's combo number 1. That's like the bread and butter of this deck. Okay, so this is combo number 2. Ideally, Iron Mako on the board. Doesn't need to be, but you know, we like starting off with 3 memories, so in your raising, you have a Demimera, an Imp, a Soul, and a Skull Saddam. The Imp does not matter. The level 3, it does not matter for this combo because there's no inheritable from level 3s in this deck that will really be useful for what we're about to do. So we raise, we're at 3. This combo is used if you see that your opponent has 2 or more Digimon on the board. You go into Creepy. You mill the top 4 or 6 depending on how much they have. Then you'll gain 2 memory back through the Skull and the Soul, so you'll be back at 2. Creepy's effect will let you play a level 5 out from trash. That's when you play the Chaos mode. I almost never play Chaos mode from hand. Occasionally I do, but it almost never happens. You bring out the Chaos mode, it pops a Tamer or a Digimon. You swing the Creepymon, your trash is usually huge. You start going through their deck. You start milling out pieces they want to see. Your Creepymon swinging for 14. It can swing over pretty much anything that's suspended at that point. And you're just going to keep on trashing and trashing their deck. And you can actually deck people out like that. I've won a couple of games over the regionals just by decking people out with Creepymon. And then to finish off, you can go, since Chaos mode is a level 5, to finish off your turn, you can just go Beels over it, use his effect to mill 2, kill another body. You have 2 level 6s ready for next turn. If you got lucky with any of the mill effects, you could potentially even bring back Impmon's gain memory, pop even more stuff. It's crazy. It's almost like Russian roulette, but in purple.
Alright guys, so that is Ed's top 16 Beelzemon deck profile from the Philly Regionals. So thank you again for Ed for showing us the deck list, and congratulations to him for getting not a 1 but 2 invites in just a short span of time. Ed, any final thoughts, any final shoutouts, anything you'd change in the list?
This deck is great. It gets more support for 2 sets straight. Doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be the best deck in format, but it is extremely fun, and if you know what you're doing, you can catch a lot of people off guard. Only big change right now is cutting off that secret rare Beelzemon because I truly did not enjoy my time with that card. I have some spicy ideas in my mind. We're gonna figure something out with that 1 extra card, and we'll make this deck formidable.
Hell yeah, brother. That's what we like to hear. So let me know, guys, what in the comment section down below. what your spicy deck list for Beelzemon. Are you playing Beelzemon? Are you enjoying the EX2 format? What deck are you looking to play this format? So, thank you guys for watching. Remember to like, share, and comment and subscribe in the video. And also let us know what deck you want us to try, because we're always looking for new spicy brews. So thank you guys for watching. Subscribe. Peace.